Welcome back, YouTube, to Germ-on Zone. I'm your host, Germ-on, and today we're taking a look at 2023's movie from Hulu, White Man Can't Jump, the remake. Yes, I was hoping, I had hope for this movie. I really wanted it to be better than what it was. But before we get into that, let me explain what the story follows. It follows these two characters. They were basketball stars in their past. You have Kamal, who had a following. His father taught him the sport, and then you also have Jeremy, who was a college star. When he messed up his ACLs, he was done. All right, but they go through a whole track of them trying to get back on track and improve their life, and they start competing to go into a tournament where they can win $500,000. So, and Jeremy, he wants the money to make it for to fix his knees. Not his knees, but the ACL. As for Kamal, he's trying to get it for his family. He has a whole family. He wants to exit his career of being a delivery man. So there's reasons why they're going after this goal, but the problem is it doesn't hit strong enough. Not compared to the old movie, and I made sure not to watch the old movie, because if I would have watched the old movie, I think I would have judged it harder. Since I haven't seen the movies, the one that came out with Wesley Snipes and what's his name? Dang, I almost forgot his name. But since I haven't seen that in so long, I wanted to make sure, to give this movie a chance. But I'll give it a strength. Let's start out with its strengths. The strength, I would say, is that Kamal's character. Kamal plays the black character who is really going through struggle. Like I said earlier, he's a delivery man. He's an everyday man going through struggle. His career has crashed due to incidents that he did right before reaching his heights. So now he just hustles in parks to make money. But I would say that his evolution in the story and his backstory hit harder for me, because you got us to care for what was going on in his life. The only problem I would say for his story is the fact that some of the information that they delivered to us, I wish they would have gave it to us earlier for the audience to care about it more as we went, because I felt like we got it near the end of the movie, which I thought was a problem. Also, I will also say Tiana Taylor played an excellent role as his wife, because it was believable. It was believable that she's doing her whole thing with hair, that she supported her husband in anything that he did. I really felt like she played a good character in this role. Now we're going to get to Jeremy later on, because I did not feel the same with his girlfriend. I really did. And that's the bad thing about this movie, is the fact that I only have 2 points that were good for the movie. Now, let's get into the weakness. I would say that the goal for Jeremy wasn't strong enough. I say, at first it felt like we were building more for Jeremy, and Kamal was in the background for a period of time. But as the story ends, it really didn't matter. He wanted to get into the G League at least in his life, but at the end it's like, what were we doing this for, really? What was he doing this for? Also, this also goes into his relationship with his girlfriend. With his girlfriend, I felt like her character didn't hold any weight to the story. She was there, and she was gone. There was an incident that happened between Jeremy and his girlfriend, and she was gone. But it's even though she left, I was okay. Now, I remember Rosie Perez in the last one, she left for a reason. He kept gambling. It's the same reason here, but the thing is, he was losing so much money that it was affecting their finances. Right? They couldn't play around with that. That if they lose this, they lose everything. Now that could be the same with Kamal. Is the fact that if he lost, and like the stuff that happened to him in the story, losing out on opportunity and losing out on his job, you could tell it was going to affect his family and that the stakes were higher for him.
Oh, babe. It's almost the first, by the way.
Yep. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I forgot.
It always felt with Jeremy that he will be okay, that he's gonna make it no matter what. So I would say that would be some of the thing that was lacking. Also the basketball scenes, like it felt like it was a collage. It was just rolling, and we didn't get to see the actual skill. So we were just going from one scene to another scene, and it's just like, okay, how do I know they can really play? You just showing me them shooting the ball. Sometimes they dunking and going up with some people with slight guard, but it's no real basketball. I feel like I'm watching the movie and I'm like, okay, like anybody can do this. They just showing us the highlights. That's what it felt like. I'm seeing a movie with full of highlights. And if they're not doing like the basketball, what are they doing? They're doing the jokes. And all the jokes in this movie fell flat. Like my face was straight the whole time. Not compared to the movie I watched last week with Low Down Dirty Shame. I was laughing. And I said that was the strong point of that movie. But this movie, it's all flat and it didn't land. It missed every single time. And it was just horrible that they kept forcing the jokes. And that's the issue with this movie. This is a big issue with the movie. They try to force the jokes and force the message and didn't let it flow. And that's a big issue anytime I'm watching a movie. Outside of that, we do have conflicts that happen throughout the film that they don't expand on. Like conflicts that they run into with other characters, and just as it's about to get going, is left. One conflict as they had very similar to the old film, where a guy, he was like, hey, I'm gonna leave, come back with a gun, shoot up everybody, right? I knew that was just for that time period, and that, you know, they was gonna get away and they was gonna be okay and stuff, you know. But we also seen a full game, like not to say a full game, but a short game, so we got to gauge their skill. We saw the little argument, and then it transition from there. But in here, they had to up the ante and have a flamethrower. Why? Who has a flamethrower at all times to be doing it? Come on now. That was like unbelievable. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know. And then had the nerve to bring the character back later on. Another conflict takes place. You think that it's about to transpire in something else when they leave the spot. And I thought a fight was going to break out. They never covered it. They never talked about it again. That's what I said. Some of the conflicts, they enter the story and then they exit. And it doesn't really hold any weight. Oh, and another thing, acting. The acting in this film is dry. A lot of actors in these films, it felt like it was dry, especially when it came to comedy. But when they were acting, especially Jack Harlow, it just fell flat. Like it was just like he was saying the lines, and I was like, "Are you trying to make me believe in this?" But I don't really believe this character. I don't really have faith in this character to prosper or go for what you're wanting or what you believe in, because it's all flat. It feels like it's acting. You know, it feel like real characters. Oh, and another thing when I say Jack Harlow, the cameos. I feel like that's a big problem with some modern movies, is the fact that they use a lot of cameos to draw in the audience. Yes, we know these celebrities, but you don't need to use all these cameos to bring them in like, oh, this person's going to be in it and that person's going to be in it. This is going to make you watch it. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a good film. We came to watch a good film, and that's what we didn't get. And it blows me away that every single time we get these remakes, they miss on the plot. They missed the main plot that the first film had. Now, if you're gonna do a remake, go ahead and change up some of the aspects. I hope that they change up some of the aspects so it's not exactly the same, but the same plot, the same lessons, because we want to learn lessons of what's going on. Like Woody Harrelson, like I said Woody. I hope I said the right actor name. He went through some changes in his story. He made some big mistakes and he lost. It was a lot of things that he lost at the end of the film because he did not listen, and then he paid the big price for it, right? This one, I feel like they tried to end it on a good note, but at the end, it's like, who cares, all right? And with that being said, I'm about to get into the ratings. This film, I didn't want to put out a rating like this, but it's on the lowest of my ratings, which is dusty, all right? This is a dusty film. I'm not going to watch it again. There's no reason to watch it again, all right? It was just put out there because, hey guys, another remake. That's why it's out there, all right? And that's my review of White Man Can't Jump for the 2023 version, all right? If you like this review, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button because, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't recommend this to no one. All right, I wouldn't recommend this. Watch the old film, you'll enjoy that one, and because if you try to watch this one, it's gonna blow you away how ridiculous it is. All right, but until next time, see you later. Peace.